What's up, sunshine? I am in a McDonald's drive-through line. McDonald's, right? You know, all my vlogs, you ain't been seeing me pull up to McDonald's. I'm eating bad, y'all. We've been doing meetings and workshops, and now I'm back to work. I don't think I mentioned that yet. But I've been in meetings and stuff all day today, and I was trying to do a little bit of filming when I was setting up my room, but my teammates and people kept coming by, so I ended up not even filming that. But I've got my room probably 40% together. There are things I need to print out and all of that, but currently we're just in the process of going to a bunch of workshops and all the things. My granddaughter goes to McDonald's, so I have the app, and with that today I get some free French fries with $1 purchase. So I'm like, let me just go order a McChicken. I think that's what it is. Oh, I should have told them. What do they put on that? Mayonnaise? I should have told them barbecue sauce instead. I wonder if it's too late.
Kimberly?
Yes. Is it too late to change my order?
No.
Okay, I ordered a McChicken, but I just don't want them to put mayonnaise or whatever on there.
No mayonnaise?
Yeah. Can I buy a barbecue sauce or something instead?
Anything else?
That should do it.
Okay. Do you work out?
I do.
I used to get it.
Oh, what's your name? Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Okay. I wasn't your teacher, though.
No.
No. I'd remember if I was.
Now my nephew goes there.
Who's your nephew? In first grade now, right?
Yes.
I know him.
Yeah.
Thank you. I remember my kid. Now, I will say they have to jog my memory if they're adult men and they have beards and mustaches and stuff. But I remember my kids.
Give us one second now.
No problem. I hope she doesn't bust me out that she saw my mic, because that's why it was hard at work, because I keep it hidden that I even do a YouTube channel. My coworkers have no idea. I'm trying to think, does anyone at my job know? Maybe one person, but she's quiet. I think I came up across her timeline or something one time. Thank you.
Nice day.
You too. I checked to make sure there's some barbecue sauce in there. They be playing. Anywho, as I was trying to say, back at work, across the street. Okay. I wouldn't have let him by no how. Got on the Atlanta Falcons shirt. I'm messing with y'all. Fries are super hot, just like I like them. I'm sure hot food causes cancer, because what doesn't it? Now just stuff that barbecue sauce. Where did it go? There we go. But anyway, back at work, is it microaggressions? Is that only racial? I can't even think. I don't think so, but just that catty kind of stuff that women do sometimes. Like just now, we're getting ready to go to lunch. These ain't my friends, because honestly, like I said before, I don't really go to work to make friends. I go to work to make money. I'm eating in my car because before I could even leave for the meeting, there I go crying again, because honey, she gonna blow that A. She gonna blow that air con. Unfortunately, had me cracking up. I don't know if they were here for World Cup or what they were doing, but they were walking to Walmart, and I was walking in behind them, and they were like, "Yeah, you can feel the aircon wherever you go." Yeah, I'm blowing that aircon. Anyway, we're getting ready to go to lunch, and one of the co-workers asked another. She was like, "Where are you guys going? Maybe I might want to go, or I can tag along." That's kind of how she said it. "Where are you guys going? Maybe I can tag along." And one of them was like, "Oh, we haven't made up our mind yet." We know you're kind of picky. And she laughed it off. Yeah, Why did I spill half the fries? Or maybe I did. Who knows? Anyway. But she kind of laughed it off, and I shook my head like, I don't know. I just don't like stuff like that. And I'm not crazy about any of those coworkers, so they weren't talking to me, and I guess it wasn't any of my business, but I just don't understand stuff like that. If you don't want her to go, say something like that. It could have been as simple as saying, oh, we wanted to talk about some private stuff going on. You could have given her a nice brush off, but maybe I just don't understand being microaggressive or whatever. You know what else I don't understand? I don't understand why she still wants to go. It was one of those things where to me she had to feel it. It felt awkward. You know, I was in the office in my mailbox, and even I felt the awkwardness of it. And so I think sometimes when people are in those awkward situations, I don't know if y'all can hear that muffler. It's crazy loud to me. But I think sometimes when people are in those awkward situations, they don't want to make it more awkward by saying something, but I'm like, you're not the person who made it awkward in the first place. You're just the person, to me, addressing the awkwardness. Come on now, truck. You shouldn't be on this road if you're trying to do 20 miles per hour. Bless your heart. Oh, he's quite the older gentleman. All right, mind your business, Kimberly. Have patience. But yeah, I think when someone else makes a situation awkward, it's perfectly fine to walk in that awkwardness and fix it. Even if all you say is something like, yeah, I can admit I'm a person who knows what she wants. Is that a problem? Like, just throw it back at them. If you don't feel comfortable being that direct, laugh it off. Oh no, me being a person who knows what she wants bothers you? Who would have thunk? But I feel like to say nothing tells that person that you're okay with them putting you in an awkward situation. It tells them they can do it again. It tells them that if they do, you're not going to say anything. I felt bad for her because these are the two women who were going to lunch are probably 30-ish, and the one that they made feel awkward is in her 20s. So, there's that. She's also a less experienced teacher. She's just trying to make a connection. I don't be understanding people who act like, I don't know, maybe I'm the weirdo, but I just feel like you see somebody trying to make a connection with them, give them a shot and see, You might end up meeting your best friend, or you could be a jerk and miss your best blessing. That's just weirdo stuff to me. It's the weird stuff to me that I forget about when I go in my bubble. It's also the weird stuff I don't see much because I'm not in corporate. I'm in my classroom with children who are not yet into making people feel awkward or that way. Or if they start that, I'm the person who addresses it and teaches them that, hey, that could be a friend. That could be But for the most part, it's not even an issue with kids. It's like my granddaughter. She can go to the park, see a complete stranger, and start playing. Get back in the car, I'm like, okay, what was their name? I don't know. Never asked, never cared, never mattered. She's just found someone that, oh, you like slides? I like slides. You like swings? I like swings. I hate that we lose that as we get older. I hate that there becomes this power dynamic or something weird. Also, it's entirely possible, I don't know what I'm talking about. There could have been, real beef between the people. I don't know, but it felt awkward. Anywho, let me finish stuffing my face, not chewing in y'all's face. And we'll talk some more in a minute. I'm leaving Dollar Tree, and when I tell you I have the nerve to be upset that they don't have my spray, I'm so sincere. I've been having gnats the last couple of days. Kill one, get another one. Kill a Nerton, get a Nerton. Ugh. And I don't care what nobody says. It's because I don't have that doggone spray. I'm cutting up the same fruit, watermelon, eating the same vegetables, and now dealing with gnats. I'm not feeling that. Ugh. Anywho,
Guy, 7 days.
that was my stop after leaving the workshops. I forgot what I was talking about. I'm just about brain dead. I don't know how they think us sitting there for hours upon hours and listening is something we can do. I will say the last, they got house. The last presenter did a real good job of allowing us a little bit of processing time. So we got to talk a little bit. And I'm getting bit. I better not be getting bit by them gnats. I know that to be true. Although if I am, what can I do about it? Oh, I should be using my microphone, shouldn't I? Oh, let's find and grab that. I will say too, I was getting, I said let's grab it and then I start talking without it. When I tell you I was beyond sleepy, just sitting there, the sit and get, they got me. Sit and get got, that's how it felt. But I think prior to going to that meeting, do I need anything at Costco while I'm over this way? We're thinking. Probably, but we're not going to get it. I'm tired. Car's been out in the sun. It's been getting hot. I'm hot. But anyway, I should have seen if they got any more of those roller things. Because I took the one in my purse, put it in my work bag. I hadn't been thinking about the work bag, and now I'm back in the car. I ain't got it, and I'm shiny. I think I actually thought ahead. Look at me, thinking ahead. I had 2 of them. Now, being shiny don't stop no parts of being hot. Oh, this is the one I broke. I was so mad, y'all. I dropped it and broke it, and it didn't cost but $1.25, but I wanted to use it. How did I get this one confused again with what I had already? Girl, she going through it. I was not prepared. There we go. It ain't broke for real. But I was not prepared to go back to work yet. I knew it was sometime in August, but it felt like it was in August. Like I got all the time in the world August. Nah, not so much. This vacation, this break, this summer break, whatever, went by really quickly considering the fact that I didn't go no whole lot of places. I don't know how that happened. You know what, y'all? Let's go this way. I had a friend I need to stop by and see for a sec after I wait for traffic. But yeah, I didn't go no whole lot of places. I feel like I need to plan something for every month coming up. And if it means I gotta take off a little time from work, I need to do that. I have hundreds and hundreds of hours of sick time and stuff because I hardly take off. I really try to be there for my kids. I have my FMLA that I use here and there to take my mom to appointments, but other than that, I really haven't been using my sick time. I've been applauded for my good attendance numerous times, but there are a lot of dead folks with good attendance. You know what I mean? You got to use it before you lose it all. So I'm going to start using more of my sick time, if nothing but taking off a Friday and giving myself an extended weekend or taking a little short weekender trip. I'm going to start doing more for me. I don't know that I feel like my cup is emptying as far as my career, because that was interesting. At this particular workshop, we had breaks, and I sat with a couple of other veteran teachers, and they were talking about some of the behaviors. The behaviors are driving a lot of veteran teachers out, as well as the work, but the work and the behaviors are driving out new teachers. When I tell you, the average new teacher doesn't even stay 5 years. They're out, in and out within 5 years. And it's hard to build a stable community like that. I don't want to keep going on and on about it, but I will say I've seen the behaviors. And if I'm being really, really honest, a lot of parents just don't hold their babies accountable. Good morning, sunshine. Let's take off these glasses. I've got my sunscreen on. We're gonna let the windows up. That's too much noise. It's a beautiful morning. It's like 65 degrees. It's also the first day of school. Woo, 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 woo. All the things. Um, how am I feeling on this day? I'm feeling optimistic. I feel good, positive, and we're ready. It's going to be a shorter day just to kind of get the kids in and acclimated to how things go. I have been debating with myself this morning. So last week we had a bunch of PDs and meetings and all the stuff that we do prior to the end time to get our classes together. Never enough of the latter. But and I've been doing some filming, but I have been so dog tired. I haven't been able to edit this stuff that I filmed. Just yesterday I put out my clean with me video because that I had to do anyway, or it would have driven me crazy. So I had to clean, and I recorded that, and then I just did a voiceover about dating while lonely and things like that. Some of my girlfriends and I have been talking, as well as I've been seeing some stuff on the internet, and we concluded that a lot of the mess we go through is out of loneliness, and sometimes we end up getting very upset, less because of whatever the guy did in the relationship, and chances are he messed up or something, but less because of that, but more so because we saw it coming and we chose to turn those red flags orange and things like that. Then I had to ask the further question, like, because that's where much of the conversation had centered once the girls and I started talking about that. But when I delved deeper, I was like, well, why would we do that? Why? Of fear, scarcity, loneliness, whatever you want to call it. And so that's why I ended up doing the video on that. All right, there's that portion. Back to what I was saying about me recording and not editing. So I have I think about a week's worth of first days of going into work that I was recording. And it's like, girl, what are you going to do with that footage? And so I think what I'm going to do, like here I am now, it's the actual first day of school. I'll probably do it more so in flashback format or flash forward format or something like that. Where is my phone? Sorry about that. But yeah, I think I'll just, add it in. I mean, because it's been recorded. It's some thoughts that I had. Speaking of some thoughts that I had this past weekend, um, it was a very chill weekend. It was the cleaning and all the stuff that I needed to do. I needed that. A little bit of dancing. Y'all know I'm a dance. Anytime I can squeeze in a movement, I'm gonna do it. What did I remind myself of that for? Because I have packed a gym bag because I need to take my parts back to the gym. This I've concluded in the time that I haven't been working out, which has been like 3+ weeks or so by now, going on a month, I'm sure. But in the time I haven't been working out, I've seen a decline in my body just that fast. Think I talked about it with y'all. I can't remember, but I got out of bed one day. I was walking and moving, and I realized, oh, nothing stiff. My feet, everything was just moving in order. Fast forward, the last few days I've been getting up, it's stiffer. So there's definitely a difference. You don't use it, you lose it. Makes me kind of wonder about other things I ain't been using, but another topic for another day. Anywho, I have my workout bag. I meant to pack my salad. I'm taking a chance. I hadn't eaten salad since the whole um, parasite issue, whatever. That diarrhea sounds scary. Explosive diarrhea at that sounds scary. It sounds too much like food poisoning, which I guess to a degree it is. But yeah, I haven't had a salad since then. And guess what I did? Left it at home in the bowl because at least I got my lanyard because I'm not used to bringing my lunch. I'll be doggone. So it's another day where I'm going to have to figure out something fast food-ish to eat because I don't want to go all the way back home. I go back home, I'm probably not going to work out. Oh, I could go home, eat, and just go for a walk. I have not walked even in a long time, in part because it's been rainy. Then in the evening, it's been too hot. But yeah, I like that. I love that idea, actually. I'll go home and take a walk. Speaking of walking, dang, baby, if we're going to do 20 miles per hour, we might as well be walking. But anywho, that's my check-in. Just wanted to check in, let y'all know, hey, we're on our way to school. Thank you so much to so many of you who have been sending me prayers and well wishes for the year. We're gonna need them. I already know that. I've seen some of the videos of back to school kids, and I'm highly confused because I don't know if y'all have seen it. If I find one, I'll show it. But there's one where the girl actually cusses, her mama laughs. But many of them have been attitude check. And what about it? And what's up? And, just flippant, sassy Housewives of Atlanta type of stuff. And y'all are in kindergarten. Like, if that's what we're doing in the morning before the kid comes to school, I'm going to have a lot of work to do. Why can't we have attitude check? Oh, ready to learn, ready to conquer the world, ready to, why can't we have that kind of attitude check? But these little girls, kindergartners and all, got nails done, hair done, and all that stuff. I saw another lady, I read the comment actually, saw the video and then read the comment, and one of the ladies was like, y'all need to chill on being jealous of these little girls. They got their nails done and y'all don't have yours done. And I was like, girl, what? I don't have my nails done, but I've been opening boxes, hanging stuff. And I've got a little bit more to do today. I'll finally get around to doing them. And when I do them myself. Still sticking with the boycott. And that was another thing that came up. It was crazy. So, anyway, I'm switching subjects. But she was just saying it's a shame that we're jealous of kids. And I was like, girl, you missed the whole plot. Nothing in me is jealous of a child. That's just not happening. I've even heard younger women say older women are jealous. And the reality is, I wouldn't go back to my 20s. I think, if I'm being 100% honest, I think women in their 20s and 30s now have it harder than we did because there's all that comparison to social media, the Insta baddies, and we didn't have all that. We was just out there. Were there jealous girls and things? Yeah, there were. But we were just out there for the most part, just trying to have fun, trying to live, trying to do the thing. In fact, for a huge portion of it, we weren't even really being sexy. We were kind of dressed tomboyish. Think Aaliyah, think TLC. That's the era in which I came up in terms of how we're dressing and how we're looking. So, no, I wouldn't go back to my younger days unless I could take my older mind. But what I love is that thanks to internet, the brighter women are paying attention. They're tuned in to some of the things that more seasoned women are saying. They're learning those lessons early, applying them, and their lives are the better for it. What's up, y'all? It is several hours later. I have now completed my very first day of school. Yay! When I say this thing ain't made not a bit of noise, yes, it has. I'm lying. It was making noise while I was napping. And baby, I took a delicious nap. Oh my goodness. All right. What was I saying? Oh, I finished my first day of school. And it was a shorter day, but baby, I don't know how this short day was actually long. I was woe out by the time I made it home. I have seasoned my chicken. I'm just mixing it up. I put the usual suspects in there. Oh, see, I don't know how out of order or in sync and all that stuff my videos are because I've been recording, but just like today, I've just been too tired, too lazy, and all the things to actually edit and stuff. I haven't even been working out. My bad. Anyway, yeah, I haven't been working out. Swore up and down I was gonna work out. Put a workout bag in the car, and I was just too tired. I cannot push through it like that. I mess around and injure myself. So I came on home, and I was going to change and go walking. I was just too sleepy, so I laid it on down. But I am going to at least do the meal prep portion. I feel like I need a little bit more saison and stuff. And I'm doing it differently than baking it on a rack. Okay, so I saw some recipe. This guy was talking about the science of making crispy chicken in the oven, right? So I gave that a try. I didn't like that so much. It was the texture of it. It was kind of odd, and I wasn't expecting odd. It was crunchy, that it was, but it also wasn't as thoroughly seasoned because the recipe called for you to cook it and then season it, and it was supposed to absorb the seasoning and all of that stuff. And I was like, okay, I've seen people do that with steak. You know, you put a steak on the butter afterwards, they say, and it absorbs it. So I gave it a try. It wasn't bad. Again, it was just the texture was different. It's kind of like if somebody tells you to try a turkey hot dog and you do, if you've had a turkey hot dog before, you know how that texture is different. It's not bad. It's just was not what I was expecting, nor was it what I was used to. But anyway, I did that. But after I thought about it, I was like, oh, that chicken. The whole reason I tried that recipe was because I had cooked some wings in the oven, and they came out a little chewier than I'm used to. But after I thought about it later, I was like, oh, Dad, you were cooking wingettes, and not on the right temperature and all the things. To me, you can't cook wingettes and wings the same way. And I had tried cooking those wingettes at about 350. Whole wings I can cook at 350, but I like to cook those wingettes at a higher temp and get them going faster. I got something on my doggone robe. Anywho, what else has been going on besides school? I want to talk to y'all about work all the doggone time. Although work is taking up all my doggone time. It's crazy. I saw where, oh gosh, I've forgotten his name. But y'all know who I'm talking about. The guy who died from the 5 heartbeats, the one that opened his robe up like, I still got it, and he was all high. I saw where he died. I didn't know he was 70 years old. But I tell you, you know who look good? I want to make his name Ernie Hudson. If that's not his name, my bad. But he's like 80 years old, y'all, and looking better than a whole lot of younger men. I'm like, did he ever have liquor? Did he ever, like, he ain't dried out, bad looking at all. Is he fine? No, I'm not going to play that game. But he looks so good as an 80-year-old. He would look good as a 60-year-old man, to keep it a buck. But, I don't know what his wife looked like. I'm gonna leave it at that. But anyway, what else has been going on? Oh, I saw where a lot of retired, I think it was NBA players. They got some picture going around of a lot of retired NBA players who are all with white women or something. And I guess people are kind of divided about that. And I don't even understand. I shouldn't say I don't understand. I know years ago, I remember feeling kind of bothered, like, why do the athletes choose them? And, don't they know? And all of that stuff. And I realized my history is probably a little jaded. I don't know if I ever talked about this on my channel before, but I think I have, but I'm not sure. Anyway, for anyone new to my channel, when I was younger, dang it, how did I forget to add the baking powder? Baking powder makes it kind of crispy. I wonder what harm it'll do if I sprinkle it over the top. Is that gonna work? Dang. You know what I'm gonna try to do? Ain't no cook like a lazy cook, I'll tell you the truth. I just took off my gloves and everything. God dog it. How did I forget that? Anywho, pardon this interruption. Oh, and I wasn't ready to put it in the oven because the oven ain't ready, but we just go raw dog it with no gloves this time. I messed up. But anyway, back to the NBA thing. My history came as a young girl. My father used to live in these apartments here in KC called Parliament Oaks. And y'all, back then, 70s, 80s, whatever. But back then, the athletes weren't making no boatload of money like they make now. I could probably just put this in a bag and shake it. I'm out of bags, actually, because I ain't been going to the store. But yeah, they didn't make a whole lot of money, so it wasn't uncommon for me to see Royals players at Parliament Oaks. I don't know if they were visiting, living, it could have been both. But, I remember seeing, I want to say it was Willie Wilson and Frank White at Parliament Oaks. But anyway, I don't want to say the which ball player. But what happened was my friends and I, because I had, had I moved yet? I don't know, but the moving doesn't really matter. But my friends and I were at my father's apartment complex. We were swimming in the pool, just having a good time, whatever. I get out of the pool to track down our beach ball. Yeah, we had a beach ball at the pool because I guess that's what we were doing. And I'm trying to decide which of my friends I'm going to throw the ball to. And I guess I was taking too long to make the decision for the lady who was lounging by the pool, and she turns and so venomously, although I can't really remember her face, I remember the ugliness of it. Not that she was an ugly woman, I'm saying the ugly way that she screwed up her face to talk to me, who was a child. Yeah, I feel like I'm using more baking powder than I would normally use. But she turns and she just yells, "Get out of my son, you effing you." N word popped out, hard R at the end and everything. So now I got a new decision. I'm holding the ball. Like, am I going to kick her or just hit her? Or, how are we going to do this? And no sooner than all of that was going on, I'm going to just say fast forward. We ain't going to talk about that part of the story. We just going to fast forward. And so I end up telling my father about this woman. There's a time when we were in the hallway and I was like, "Daddy, they're going to have one woman who said that to me." And he was like, "Oh yeah, guess who that one woman who said that to me was walking with?" One of those professional athletes. And so that has stood out to me. There was some other stuff that went on. There's a little bit more to the story. My father ends up telling the athlete what that woman said, and she was walking with him, but he wasn't with her. Like I remember the body language even as a kid. He was just kind of, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." I don't know what she was talking about, but I remember him saying, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." It was that type of thing, and so my understanding was, they handed her around and gave her the treatment that she so richly deserved. But what stood out for me was that, wow, a person like that can say something like that to a child, to a kid. Mind you, now, I was going to stomp her and do all of that stuff, but I still knew I was a kid. She could say that to a kid and then turn around and lay up with a man like that just because what he's an athlete. You could lay up with somebody who essentially could be my uncle, my brother. He's the same race I am, hard R and everything. And so that has always kind of stood out as I see a lot of our black athletes with white women. I always wonder about that particular dynamic. Do I think that's true of all of them? Absolutely not. Do I think that's true of most of them? Absolutely possible. I do feel that way. So that's my thought on that. But going back to the picture, don't it seem like I'm using a lot? Maybe not, because I'm such a poor measurer. What's that, like a tablespoonish? But anyway, my thought on seeing those retired athletes with all of those women is that it's hard for me to think at some point someone who really feels that way doesn't reveal a little bit of that in some way or another, doesn't show somehow that they are a little insincere. And I think that for all of those men to be with women who look like that, it says more about them than it does us. I hate it when I see some women, it's almost as if they're taking ownership of their decision. It's not your decision. You shouldn't be taking any ownership of it. I can proudly say, I just think Black women are so beautiful as a whole. I think we are truly the prototype for other beauty. Like when you see people contouring faces and highlights and all of that stuff, you can find so much of that in our skin. So it saddens me to see a thing like that only because I think, oh, that's a person who really doesn't care for himself or doesn't see the beauty in his own. But as far as us as women, Yeah, we ain't got nothing to do with that. No, don't ask me why I rinse my hands only to put them back in. That's why I should have put the gloves back on. But it's something about getting all that on my hands. After a while, I need to wash some off before I get more on my hands. But anyway, don't mind me, y'all. I'm just crazy. But yeah, I think it speaks so much more to the men than it could ever speak to or about us. So I hate to see that whole debate going on. But that's my 2 cents on it. Don't pay them no mind. They have a self-hatred. I even remember the original Love and Hip Hop, I think it was, in New York. There was this black rapper whose name escapes me. I can't think of who it was, but he had a white girlfriend. And I never forget, she said something to the effect of, I will always be, like she was going in a back and forth with another black woman on the show. And she was like, yeah, but I will always be white. As if the white was her, I'm better than you. And I don't even think she was white. I honestly think she was Mexican. I could be wrong. It's been so many years. But I just remember feeling so disgusted and thinking, man, when that airs, that man's going to be completely through with her. She just screwed herself. Now, who you think was wrong, me or her? Me. I was wrong. That man ain't been more leave her than 1, 2, 3. Bleach water smelling strong. Whew. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Well rested. Kind of like me. But yeah, that stuff like that just saddens me. To see, just kind of like there are men with who like MAGA and all of that other stuff. Uh, it's a little bit beyond political at that point. I tell you what else I saw that was that was crazy. Oh my gosh. If I can find it, I'll show it to y'all. And they have since taken it down. But it speaks to what Maya Angelou said before. She was like, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. What am I talking about? I'm talking about that Target ad. Y'all see that Target ad where they have a little black boy in essentially what looks like blackface for a Halloween costume? And they were like, oh, that wasn't the intention. That if I swear if I find that picture, I'm gonna show it to you, because you can't even almost look at this and say, oh, that's probably an accident, or all people are no. Like, and I hear people when they continue to shop at Target after they pretty much let us know their stance on stuff. I don't tell people how to spend their money and things like that, but in case you're one of those people and you're still spending it there, maybe you're not fully aware. And again, you can spend your money there afterwards. It's your money, not mine, right? But, I just at least need you to be aware that I saw that picture and got instantly upset. And it wasn't like there weren't other options and models. They had plenty of white children modeling other clothes, such as police officer and doctors, but they had that little boy in that one, and the costume isn't cute. I don't even know what it's like. What is it supposed to be? If it's not blackface, what is it really? Like, I'm not even comfortable saying that's a clown. I ain't never seen no clown just like it's. Yeah, yeah. They Target ain't beating no allegations with that one. I gotta find that. But anyway, what else is going on? I think that's about it. Nothing. Obviously, I'm talking about a whole lot of nothing. I guess I'm catching up on current events and stuff that I saw. It saddens me that not not only, I don't know. I'm saddened because there just seems to be so much racial divide and hatred and all that going on. So many setbacks and things like that. It's just, How low can we go? We got to do better. And no, I still haven't found my beloved spray at Dollar Tree. My daughter came home and she was like, "Oh, you found your spray." Girl, no, I'm just holding on to the same little pitiful bottle. Y'all hear that? Speaking of hearing, I was trying to film earlier with my beloved Sony and I knocked it over. Can y'all hear that clicking? It's because my lens won't go into focus. And I'm not able to film. I'm gonna have to get a new lens. I was like, is this a sign? Because I sure been wondering about this little journey. Is this a sign? Or is it a test that I need to be more persistent? I do not know. Anyway, let me do some more wiping down and getting my act together. We'll talk some more soon. What time is it? Who knows? Because my electricity keep going out when the power goes out with the rain. Oh my goodness, that's the last thing I also saw. Those people in Gary, Indiana, out of their electricity for like, it's going on 2 weeks now. It's been over 10 days, maybe 13, something like that. But I also saw where Keith Lee, and he's someone I'm not really even familiar with. I saw him, I want to say for the first time when he went to London and he was having like beans on toast or something and he crunched through. Y'all, it was the longest, slowest, drawn out crunch I've ever seen. But I guess I don't really follow food critics, but I went ahead and followed him now just because he's doing like a basic fundraiser. He's giving out food. Is it a fundraiser? I guess not. There might be money tied in, I'm not sure. But in any event, he's helping the people in Gary. I think that's today. Yeah. It was labeled August 24th. And I just thought that was heartbreaking. Bless their hearts. I don't know how they can go that long. And the thing that got my attention was people were criticizing him for it. And they were saying, what about Puerto Rico? What about? But anywho, what about here? And what about his own community? It seemed to me like people were challenging him for doing that. And I'm sure, given his following, I'm sure he is a millionaire. But the thing I wonder is, why are they not contacting actual Uber millionaires and billionaires? And I mean, well, it can't be Musk, because he out there having lawsuits to sue to make sure that his AI can continue to be racist. I cannot believe that. Well, I can't believe it. I just finished saying it's that kind of climate. But to know that he invested the money to fight against anti-racism, against equality, he fought. And we're in 2026. I don't know. It's just sad. I think it's sad for me because sometimes I wonder what in the world is going to be left for my granddaughter. Like, what did my parents and my grandparents fight so hard for, only to have things rolled back and be horrible for my granddaughter? I'm disgusted. I said I was going to talk later, didn't I? Yeah, let me shut up. Hot chat, 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 chat. Oh my gosh, I need somebody to save me from myself. A simple move, never basic.